Back again. Well, for those of you who are new, we're going to do the collective energy for the element of air, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Which one do we want to go first? Wait for some people to jump on and have a request, and then we can get directly connected into what is going on with the air element. Plod through these and then get the twin flame videos done. Oh, life is busy, isn't it? Gemini. Okay. You guys are still dealing with a past tense conflict. Now, in this past tense conflict, it's been due to cross wires. Some of you are still dealing with a family related dynamic, and some of you even accommodation. Now, you are sort of in some shape or form in life feeling piggy in the middle, and it's not a comfortable feeling. I do feel like an energy of like, I'm hearing don't even go there, and that can be like maybe something's going to come up this month where somebody is going to say something in a particular way, and you have been very, very patient, and you may get to a point where you actually tell somebody where to go. But I do feel you've really been tolerating a lot this month. I do feel an energy of father for some relevant reason being quite important. Now, this could be regression back to father, or father-related energy being a relevant area in which it might even be conflict, but I feel like almost needing to talk to a father figure. And it doesn't have to be kin. It can be someone you directly look at as a father figure. A male you hold in high regard. Look, it may even be some of you, your partner, kind of their, energy is similar to a father figure. And I'm hearing an anniversary. There is an anniversary of something coming up. The area of money. It feels like you guys are super stuck. It's like you have a very, it might be a nervous energy coming into August. Now, it's strange because you guys are super confident, but I do feel almost a nervous energy. It does feel somebody has hurt you or offended you in some shape or form, and it's still impacting you somehow. This could be past tense and it's cropping up out of nowhere, and it's going to, or it could be a conflict that occurs. But I feel you're really holding your cards close to your chest when it comes to the love, family, and money. And it feels that there's a major decision to be made, but you're just quite not ready to make that leap of faith. You do have some goals in mind, but it is like you're waiting for that clarity. Does that make sense? It's like you're not willing to make that decision. And again, it is a real strange energy because you guys are very, very confident. Some of you are thinking about moving jobs, but I feel some of you are even waiting for a contract to come through, but you may not feel completely invested as yet. But it feels like there's a pause and a standstill for some reason. This could be something that comes out of left field, and it just causes you to get to a point where you're going, no, I need to assess this, I've got to break this down, I really need to process on how to proceed forward. But it feels and it feels you're stopping whatever is moving forward. So I feel you guys are really wanting to assess this month what you're wanting to do, and you're not going to jump the gun. You're not going to be manipulated or forced to do anything you don't feel comfortable with. You're really going to put the brakes on and say, look, hold up, I really need to assess this before we go any further. I can see one friend who's going to be quite important to you guys, who you may actually talk to for a bit of advice. And I do see a trip that you guys might even be organising this month, like either meditating upon or considering, and even placing a date and an aspect of manifestation in your mind. Like you just feel you need to get away from the rat race or from a particular situation to have a small break. Twin energy. Again, if you guys are assessing twin, or you are the Gemini twin, again, you're really feeling like unsure. That's about the only way I can describe it. Like unsure, very uneasy, like you need to meditate upon a situation and process it. very scared. How do I put it? It's like, not yet. I need to really meditate on this. Not yet. I need to be, I can't say heal. I do feel the healing's done. It's like you have this very unsure energy. It may be due to lack of communication in that, but it's like, if this is the person and they're the twin and they're the Gemini, they're choosing not to do it yet, and there's a particular 3D nature of a reason occurring for the reason why they're not doing it. It's not connected to their twin. It's more connected to a 3D nature of something going on. Which sign next? Who's going to jump in first, Aquarius or Libra? Going once, going twice. Libra. Hi, Hardly. How are you, lovely? Oh, Libra. Consensus there. Okay, Libra. Money. You're being strict, okay? You're being very strict, but you're very goal-orientated. You have plans in mind, and something has triggered inside you guys, right? So you're seeing the flaws. You're seeing the errors in certain things in the past. That can be in your work life and the way you were dealing with money. And you've made a plan and you're fine-tuning it. You might get triggered a few times, but you need to keep your energy grounded. You need to really keep your eye on the goal. It's going to mean a bloody lot of work to get where you're going, okay? But you guys need to get grounded to a point where you can implement it. It's going to be tough, but it's almost like you're seizing the day, the phoenix rising. So it's almost like you have a hunch and you're following your intuition, and many of you are going to really, really get to the point where you're following your intuition finally. And you're super good at it, but it's a 3D nature of something that's transpired where it made you question your intuition. And again, the planets aren't really helping with that. You might get triggered a few times this month, but it's more connected to workload than anything else. Now, I keep hearing the proof is going to be in the pudding. So what you put in, I'm hearing, you're going to have to put a lot of work in, but it's going to be a long-term investment, whatever you're working towards. In the area of love, it can be you guys actually making decisions. That's it. What else do you want to know? There's going to... Some of you might even be getting a secondary job. Some of you are working more on a business venture and increasing it. But it feels more towards you guys implementing a plan, putting a correct foundation there and building upon it. Some of you are having to go back over old ground in the current work dynamic, and you're seeing problems and you're altering the situation to get better out of the project that you're directly working on, for those of you who that's relevant. But money-wise, I do see more money coming in, but it's going to be busy financially. Some new jobs coming through as well. Proof is in the pudding. Yeah. But the money will come out. It's just you've got to put the effort in order to get it. And financially speaking, you guys have a lot of luck around finances, but you've had to work hard or emotionally work through your blocks as well to achieve that. But it's like you're mentally stepping away from yourself. Anything that mentally you were saying, it might have been self-talk, saying, oh, I don't think I can do this. It's like you've had that chit-chat to yourself, and it might be a 3D situation that's coming through that's not even giving you an opportunity to have that self-talk. It's like, guess what? Your bills are due. So it's like your ego's removed from the situation and you're just doing what you need to do to get things off the ground. Love, okay. Love, you're like, God, where do I start? You are going to have several suitors for those of you who are single. You're going to be very, very careful about who you're selecting and if you're selecting. You're doing a lot of self-work at the moment. You're keeping your cards very close to your chest and you're meditating upon what you spiritually need to do. And you don't want to invest in an incorrect manner. So some of you may still feel, at times you're going back over old ground and emotionally thinking, God, no, I don't think so. And then other times it's like, yes, you're just being in the moment and you're living for today. You are open to the notion of it, but it's like for some of you, there might be several suitors and you're not jumping the gun. You're really meditating upon what you're going to do in the area of romance altogether. Like, really, for those of you who are in a relationship, you're trying to get things balanced again, but you're still making solid decisions about yay or nay, how to move forward. That's what I'm being shown. It's like you're trying to keep the balance in love, and you're trying to be fair to everyone involved, but you're starting to place yourself above that as well, where before you might have been at the bottom of the barrel, now you're actually placing yourself at the top, because if it's not real, it's not real. Do you know what I mean? Family is causing a lot of dramas, but it's more in a sense of juggling it. It's not in a sense of they've got it in for you. It's more you're just trying to balance everything with all the internal work and the big plans you have going forward. The blocks is going to be you simply just don't have enough hands. That's really going to be the blocks. It's like you're going to find a lot of ideas are going to come through for you guys. Hi, Sunflower Girl. But your block will be you or not having enough hands. So as long as you can jot down what you need to do, get the work done, you're going to find it's really going to move forward quite solidly. You do have several goals in mind. That can be in the area of love and how you want it to be. But it's almost like you're retraining yourself and reassessing situations of what you want now, not, you know, how you were many moons ago, like, because you've spiritually grown it now. Oh, okay. Now the blocks will be, like I said, you trying to manage and juggle things. I'm sorry for your loss, hun. Your goals are to get everything balanced. This goal is a long-term goal. It's not a short-term goal. It's the bigger picture goal. So it's trying to get life balanced and back on track to where you think you need it. And some of you, it is like orientated towards cash, but it's not. It's more towards safety and comfort, and being able to be grounded and okay. But you would like to see your ability to achieve magnitudes, but it's not from a money hungry, financially driven point of view. It's more, what can you achieve? How far can you go? Can you get the balance back? And it's more, your mind's really craving knowledge. So don't be surprised if you're doing a lot of research all of a sudden. And also the work you're putting in is to get the balance back in your life. And it's not like you have got used to being off balance. It's actually become second nature to you guys now. So it's not that you need everything to be perfect. It's you have to really focus your energy very heavily to get tasks done, because anything you're working on is a very large task right now. So you're really fine-tuning everything down to the key of getting it done. So try not sidetrack yourself, because what you're going to find is, because you have so many ideas, you're going to find you're going to be bouncing in different directions, and then realizing, hey, if I'd just written a list down and directed my energy in one location, that would have been finished. So try and keep dragging yourself back to that one location, finish it, and then start on the next. And if you need to, write notes. Friendships, you will be seeing people. It is going to be a very busy month for you, but you are going to be, you're going to have lots going on. So you're going to have to really balance and manage your time. Surprises. What surprises are Librans going to have this month? Guess what? They don't want me to tell you. That's interesting. I never get that. I'm being told there's some things you're not meant to know. The finance can be. And I do feel a conflict with one person, but it's going to be over very quickly and you're not going to indulge in it. It's almost like you're shutting something down, and it feels a female figure, that you just, it's like, no, I'm not going there. I'm not having this conversation with you. Let's just leave it. It's like, let's just beg to differ. That's what I'm hearing. Twin. You as a twin, again, you're feeling more grounded, but you are, as Librans, getting to a point where you're dealing with the aspect of finances and stability. you're more open in a sense, but I do feel if the energy comes about, it will be more from, how do I put it? It won't be ego driven. That's what I'm hearing. It's not going to be ego driven. It's going to be quite balanced because you're focusing the energy back on your life. That's the message I've got coming through. Pisces. Pisces, be really careful with money this month. You do have an extra expenses coming through. It can be medical bills. It can be just short trips to, it's short trips, but I feel you've got to be careful around the finances this month. You do have luck in that area, but it's like there's going to be an added expense for some reason. And I do feel you being a bit concerned about family members. There you go. Still single for over 7 years now, and I've been single for one everywhere being broke. Okay. Pisces. Okay, in money, it's... You guys need to do some heart chakra and sacral chakra work. To manifest the cash component, if those areas are balanced, it kind of flows through the financial component. Your heart chakra, in a way, is still semi-protected. But it's almost like you feel you've tried everything, but you might be thinking, gosh, I've put good karma out there. When's it going to come back? Some of you need to shake up things and change things about. Family has taken a lot of your time, and it's like for some of you, depending on where you are in your life, family has taken up a bulk of your life. So it's almost like you have had this aspect of responsibility that you can't have a life outside of that. And it's strange because the energy of what's coming through is like you know what you're wanting and you're attempting to manifest it in. But what's happening is your umbilical cord and your energy is directly connected to something. And I'm not for those of you who are twins, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a 3D situation that's really tied you down, and it's like you almost feel directly obliged to put the energy in that area. And because of that, it's not manifesting it in because it's an aspect of a block. Where you can release the cord to these areas in your life, you need to, and this is even non-twin. Something is holding you down, but it's almost like on a level of manifestation. You directly need to set your intention of what you want, but not how it comes about and how it looks. So what's happening is you've done it kind of the opposite, and that's really how it's directly blocking you. So it's like you've tried to shape how things should be or how it should look, but all the while your energy is internally telling you you are responsible for this, you are responsible for that. So that's really blocking you right now. It's impacting you having that forward motion, and it feels like a spiritual block. I do feel some of you aren't sticking up for yourselves connected to particular areas in your life, and people are really testing you. It can be they're taking a bit more than they're actually giving. This can be your co-workers, your family members, your friendships. I feel you guys at times feel a bit used. And it's hurting you. It's like, gosh, when am I going to cut a break and actually get things moving? Yeah, it's heart chakra and sacral chakra. If you can get the sexual energy to move, and it's not, it's that energy, doing breathing exercises through your chakras. Google it on YouTube. You can actually get your chi energy moving and do breathing exercises and walk from the hip zone. You can activate that chakra and do the meditation. It's actually going to help release a block in that area. But when you do that, what you may find is the blockage that is in that area may come up in an emotional trigger. And that will be something that needs to be purged and released. Once that does, if you can focus on I am worthy aspects, that's going to open it up where you can actually receive those things, okay? Some of it is connected to a childhood dynamic and your worthiness of it. So it is blocking you. If you can heal that aspect, it's going to free you to a point you can actually have what you want. Some of you do want to move, but you almost feel like no matter what you do, you're stuck. It's almost like some of you might have a connection to a home, and you feel that if you leave that home, it means everything that happened before is nothing. Does that make sense? So if you can, especially if you're wanting to sell a house and you can't sell a house, if you physically have a 3D connection to a home where it had a memory, and you feel it is disrespectful that if you left that house, physically in a 3D you need to, at a financial level perhaps, but you have that spiritual connection with that home, like an umbilical cord, the house will not sell. Because you have a spiritual block, and we're all frequency, right? So if you have a block in that home and you're like, I remember when I was with X, Y, and Z, or I remember my mum and dad being in this home, it won't sell because you haven't healed that area. So it holds on for you to purge it, or the house is on foreclosure so that you can have that triggered point to release that energy to move forward. Does that make sense? In the area of twin, that is directly why energy isn't moving. It's because you have a spiritual block connected to an aspect of responsibility, I'm hearing. So if you can come to terms with an aspect of responsibility, wherever that lies with you guys, then you switch your energy into putting it back into just your life of what you spiritually want, without thinking, oh gosh, if I'm not living here, or if I'm not doing this, my twin's not going to come. Don't even worry about where they are. They can be anywhere in the world. It won't matter. If you vibrationally can change that and place the energy back on you and start getting happy, because happy is a higher frequency, you can manifest twin to come into the connection wherever it relates to your life. Otherwise you'll have to look at your rising sign. It can be like sick relatives and trying to get the balance there. It's not that you stop doing it. It's more, don't feel guilt connected to it. Like, do your best, but do what you can. And if it's not balanced and it needs swapping in an energy form, then you do that. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise you'd have to book a reading and I could work with your energy in that level. But yeah, that can actually block it, because if you have, and it's a bit like, when you come out of a connection, and that's twin or not twin, when your energy frequency is stuck and stagnant, what happens is there's 3D natures we need to get into order, and when we can directly deal with them and our frequency changes, it's like a signal and a beacon is sent out, and that's when it's aligned correctly. And 9 times out of 10, anything you're directly dealing with is what they're directly dealing with. And that's when you're completely in that mirroring effect where it can bring the balance back. So how do I explain it? If you're dealing with financial nature, 9 times out of 10, the other will actually be dealing with financial nature, be it rich or poor. They're still dealing with finances. So if the energy is focused to finances, the feminine or the masculine will be dealing with finances, and it's balancing both the dual energies inside you. And then if you focused on a block in family, both of you will be dealing with that in some shape or form, either the avoidance or you directly dealing with it and having conflict and feeling chained. It's still directly not dealing with it. Do you know what I mean? But you will continuously mirror until you can just purge it to come back into yourself, to focus and keep balance in your life. Where you're learning the lessons, you're purging the lessons, and you're coming to that, the union stage inside yourself, then you can reach that point where you can actually, you do choose in the end, because you are you're very dual. You've got the yin and yang going on inside you. So at that point, it does become a very spiritual connection with yourself, where you can actually then have the connection with others, be it twin or other. Hi, Gypsy Raven. How are you? Cool. Well done. Did you? Which video? I will do some videos on tuning into, because I did put the video up initially, but I will be doing videos on how to tune in animal totems. It's just getting the time, so I'm trying to get into that. I will leave it a few hours and then I'll come back. I might come back in an hour. And then I will do the water. I'll have a quick break and then I'll do the water and fire. Or maybe I could, yeah, 20 minutes. Love you too, Kylie. How are you? Oh, Michelle, if you were here, you could come and stay with me. Look, there were 12 of us living at my mother's house one time, and I was like, seriously, I'm living at my mother's house. The whole family moved back. It was during a recession. You do what you got to do. Call a friend. Do what you got to do. Sometimes we have to hit rock bottom, and, you know, we can build back up. Everything does. But we've got you in the world, Michelle, and that's what counts. Yeah. Oh, isn't it interesting? I always say, though, you know, I thought to it back then, and even when I was at my cross stage, I was like, Yildiz, you may never live with your mother again. I'd love to with you too, Jenny. God, could you imagine all of us on YouTube up here? Yeah, just try to look at the, and I know it's shitty, but try and look at the bright side. I knew that I would never, you know, probably live with my mother again. And I thought, well, why don't I enjoy the connection of being an adult and, you know, enjoying the energy? Yeah, don't stress too much about where they are, love, because the separation can actually speed up the healing in the situation. But if you tune too much into the direct location of them, and we're not just directly focusing on our 3D lives, 9 times out of 10 it blocks it. That's okay. Hi. Yes, well, each month you'll get the videos, then you'll get the element updates, psychically speaking. So I'll do the cards, and I tune into those of the energies I'm feeling. Then I do the live one of this, so you guys can have a bit of an update and a quick chat, and then I get on to the twin flame videos. So you'll have mid-months this month as well. Yeah, anyone want to help Michelle? She's a beautiful, lovely angel. See, Michelle, you were meant to be great. Wow. Really? We all have power, though. We energetically have to focus on our life of what we can control. Just put your area up, Michelle, on the video, and then if anyone's in the area, you might be able to gate crash. Hello, Puppy Talk Consultant. How are you? Triple Gemini. Oh, I've got a slight Gemini cusp in my rising. Apparently, we're the little party animals. I'm pretty hermit mode grounded at the moment. I'm partying with the garden. And with the business, that's about it. Maybe pounding the pavement with walking. Yeah, the spirit world does directly connect with us. Don't be surprised. I mean, I do have to do an update later, but I mean, I've got a pretty busy few days. But I will be doing some live feeds about some downloads that I've got. Yeah, and I'll try and at some point I will get like a voice recorder where I can actually, as I'm getting them, I can record them, upload them, and bang, they can be up on YouTube within 5. Triple gem. Jeez, girl. Woo! So what conflict is Gemini dealing with at the moment? Do share. You'll know who the masculine is, love. It will be an energy. I'll do a video on it because, like, from my experience, what I experienced, I can do a video on it and then it may help you, but internally you'll always know. I didn't get the Barbie dolls. What I did get is a chess piece, but I'm still waiting for it to get here. So I changed it because I just couldn't picture me up here playing Barbies, okay? I mean, I used to joke with my sister and do the whole Barbies, but we would take photos of them and kind of send them to each other of Barbie doll on the loo and just to entertain ourselves, because when I was a single parent, I was stuck at home. After I broke up with my twin, so I was stuck drinking vodka and cordial, and it just was not nice. So I had to entertain myself with Barbie dolls, so... I don't have a great connection with Barbie dolls. Well, I do, but not for the right reasons, if you know what I mean. Just that. Not much. Well, get a list and see where you've got power to do that. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're needing to sell a house, look where you got blocks. You can change the frequency by cleansing it and by moving in a, how do you put it? It's probably not the best time to sell an asset right now. You're not going to get your best price in a retrograde. But look at your internal blocks first and then get to a point you can maybe do a movement of furniture from a, I've forgotten the feng shui point of view, and then meditate on the final outcome. Just, the house is sold. The house is sold. And start, you know, doing breathing exercises about it and release it like it's already occurred. Yeah. There you go. So you've already manifested it. You already have a plan of action. So you're already 10 steps ahead, lady. Yeah. I think it's a bit like that everywhere at the moment. That's because the feminines at the moment have worked out, in order to heal the sexual energy, you're worshipping your body like a temple. The masculine is nurturing themselves. How do I put it? It's a hard one. Don't take it personal of what they're doing and how they heal. That's the only way I can describe it. Don't even tune into it. They will have a realization that it makes them feel vulnerable, and they will deal with that soon. I'll do a video separate to that though. Yeah, I will do an energy reading on that, but I'll do the collective energies first, and I'll have a quick break and I'll come back and I'll do, okay, I've done air, I've done fire. Do we want earth or water? Who shall we do, earth or water? Because I am changing the styles of the readings for the twins as well, because I'm going to do an energy reading on their soul, as below, as above, blocks, and what they're working on. Water. Okay, first request in. What does 111 mean? It means your twin. It's you're divinely guided. I have to do a numerology thing for twins, which I'm doing more tuning into. But it's telling you that you're on the right path and you're being led. You're being guided to work on your dual energy. It's also confirming that, yes, for some of you, you are a twin. If you're seeing that number synchronicity, that you're a light worker, you're awake, and keep on the right path. Like, you're being guided. So start looking for synchronicities around you. You won't just see 1111. You'll also start seeing other things, and you've got to pay attention to what you're thinking and what you're seeing and what you're feeling. So it's all of it. Do you know what I mean? And that's directly tuning into what everything is. It's like a sentence. That's okay, Sharon. Most welcome. Okay, I'll leave it here and I'll have a quick break and I'll come back.